Welcome everybody to our kickoff call. I'm super excited to have you guys here for VolStudies. Over these next 3 months, we'll be diving into the world of options trading and especially theory through the lens of a market maker. This is going to be a little bit different than my other offerings because this is more strictly fundamental and foundational. Of course, I will do my best at all times to bridge theory and reality, or theory and practice, to make sure that it's always connected to functional use, very much aligned with Natenberg's tone and message. But this will fill in all the gaps for anybody who's been confused by my feed or just wants to know where to start. So I want to thank you guys for your support. Thank you for taking the time to not only invest in your own education, but also to invest in your time with me. It's really an honor to share my knowledge and my experience with you guys. So I promise this journey will be insightful and hopefully very actionable. My intent is to have you guys feeling very confident and capable, not like you're missing anything with respect to foundational material when our time is up. Why Natenberg? You've probably heard me speak about this before. When people ask me which book to read, I always recommend 3. And the 3 books I recommend are intended to walk them through the complexity of options trading. This one is the first one. It's the beginning. If you're new to options, this book is an excellent foundation. And if you are experienced, it's well worth revisiting to drill the fundamentals. So a little bit about the book. This is written by a market maker himself, somebody who actually spent time in the pits, I think in the 90s and early 2000s, and I believe went on to go train other market makers as well. And it is no joke when you read this little primer from Amazon at the bottom here, where it says at firms around the world, the text is often the first book that new professional traders are given to learn the trading strategies and risk management techniques required for success in option markets. This is true still today, and this was true when I started my career many years ago. This was the first book I was handed at onboarding, and I tore through it. So before we go on, I do want to share a little bit about myself. Yes, the real me is in this image. I was a career index options market maker. I say felt like, in parentheses. That's not to imply any negative connotation. I loved all my time market making. It felt like a lifetime because of the immersion, but it was very enjoyable. It was like a nonstop competition. My entire career was spent in the SPX. I really did love everything about it. From the start, it was really the only opportunity I found to be passionate, driven, creative, really minimal boundary at the time, and to be rewarded for your effort as well. It was very different than a corporate ladder type job, and I loved everything about it. Now, I did well very early on, and this early success meant I had to teach newcomers whether I liked it or not. Lucky for me, I loved that part of the job, and I enjoyed it more and more as time went on. I became not only a lead trader by day, but by night I was moonlighting, building the training programs, coaching mock trading, teaching theory, etc. And before you knew it, there wasn't a single hour of the day this wasn't on my mind. I wasn't talking about it with friends, my wife sometimes, to her own frustration. But this was my passion. So what made the difference? What made my career path different than some others? Really, it was just immersion. It was drilling fundamentals. It was repetition with simple things that we're going to encounter in this text. And it was obviously an endless curiosity and a drive, a search for cause and effect, really, which you guys can see still permeates my feed and my interest in the industry. But all these things combine to create an experience for you that can be more like a game than a job. And I think to some degree, trading gets a bad rap because of all the caricatures around the personalities in the industry. But truth be told, the way to have longevity and success in this industry is to stay fresh, stay young, take care of yourself, take care of your mind, and approach this through the lens of personal growth. You do that, you'll be successful, and you will not burn out. Trading really is different. As a career path or a private pursuit, trading is mostly an open-ended game. Your curiosity, your ambition, your enthusiasm, all of these things create different outcomes. It's not a typical job. It was anything but a typical job. And as you guys surely already know for yourself, the amounts of money you can make, the types of lifestyles you can create, the possibilities are really endless. What makes a good trader? I would say you're quick thinking and you're decisive. You're analytical, but you're not anal, because you cannot get choked up with analysis paralysis when the real world does not slow down for you and it's never perfect. You have to handle setbacks constructively. You can't get knocked down by bad outcomes because very frequently you will have the perfect setup, the perfect execution, but a bad outcome. And you have to be able to separate yourself from understanding that this is not your fault. Risk involves a distribution of outcomes where you can do the perfect thing every single time, but not be rewarded every single time. It's very difficult to live through that. You absolutely need to make sure your psychology is correct to do this long term. And especially from the flip side, one of the most dangerous things that I've seen and I've dealt with myself, was when you are rewarded for bad behavior in trading. That is intensely difficult to disentangle and peel back and correct. So having the right head on your shoulders, the right approach, psychology is as important as the nuts and bolts of the material. Traders really are made on the job. And when I say that, what I mean is I've seen quote unquote uneducated athletes not only succeed but excel in this industry. And I've seen PhDs melt down and fail.